Oh, this is different.
Is it?
Yeah, isn't this usually like this?
Oh, you're right.
No, I think that's fine. No, you don't have to. I feel more comfortable with that, I think.
Welcome back to Just Josh and Jakota. I'm Josh. That's Jakota. And this is Mother Goose. Today, we're going to answer this question right here. Thanks, Sully. This was sent in by our good friends over at the Glow Industries. Favorite classic movie from before we were born?
Easy.
Terminator 2 for me.
What? That was before you were born?
Yeah, it was like 80s or something.
That's the first one. First one came out in like 89.
Hold on. Okay.
You didn't know. Research.
Oh, yeah. No, Terminator 2.
Really? 89?
No, Terminator 2 is 1991. Okay. But if I had to go earlier, let's just say I would go with... No, you go first. I can't think
There's
of...
a lot.
There are plenty of movies
Apocalypse Now.
Never saw it.
Blade Runner.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Lies. Sorry, I was thinking Blade.
True Lies. No, Blade?
True Lies. You know you're the girl of my dreams.
True Lies, I don't even know when that came out. I think it was like 94. My favorite, though, is this. And you know what's funny? It had such an effect on me that I actually...
Got tattooed.
Took some of what I saw on the TV and brought it to the playground.
Like an action scene or something?
The sun is sinking in the west.
The cattle go down to the stream.
The red wing settles in her nest.
It's time for a cowboy to dream. Purple lights in the canyon. That's where I long to be with my three good companions. Just my rifle, pony, and me. Dude, I love that song. I listen to it every so often. I don't know what that movie is called.
It's called Rio Bravo.
I gotta watch it.
And it has John Wayne,
obviously,
Dean Martin,
obviously he's the singer.
and that
old guy,
and then that handsome as fuck guy. What was his name?
I don't
know. Dean or shit, what was his name? The one that sings fuck, what's his name? Like
what's the movie called again?
Rio Bravo. I wanted to be him so badly. I forgot what his name was.
Okay, Rio Bravo cast is...
I forgot what his name is.
Is obviously John Wayne, Andy Dickinson, guy. Walter Brennan, Dean Martin, obviously. Ricky Nelson.
Ricky Nelson!
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That guy could sing, and he was like...
Harry Carey was the old man.
Harry Carey.
The guy who had the funny laugh. Dude, that was like... They played the full ass... Like, did the song, like in real life, do people break out in song like that? I guess. But like, they all just stop. They're all like, the camera's just showing all of them face on. He's laying down with his like hat.
Yeah. He's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, so suave.
Good. Such a good movie. So like, there's a part in that movie where John Wayne's character and the dude.
Howdy, Pilgrim.
Which is Dean Martin's character, right?
Dude, was that not a good impression?
Yeah, that was pretty good. And they went into the saloon because they were looking for somebody, but they were telling the sheriff, which is John Wayne's character, that the guy wasn't there, but he was chilling in the wherever.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Does he get shot and then fall over the railing?
Yeah. So that scene is what I brought to like the playground. Whenever I would play whatever, shooting each other.
Cowboys and Indians or something.
Yeah. I would jump off the highest thing.
and then die. Dude, in those movies, the deaths, when they like die, they don't, oftentimes they don't just fall and die. They fall and like keep
right.
falling.
Yeah.
and like they're on like
Keep on moving.
like every part of their body has to go. You know.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. That's so funny. So I would say, man, that was so easy for me. Like before I was born, dude, that was like in 1954.
Yeah, those movies I actually didn't, for some reason, those didn't even register. The ones that registered because we were talking about being at Thomas's house and watching those films.
Oh,
so I was thinking, okay, yeah, we watched the collection of VHS,
right?
And I was like, yeah, man, I kind of wish I had a VCR again, so I could like, I mean, you could just stream them nowadays, many of them.
Oh man,
but
the experience isn't the same.
No, you have to like put it in there and it goes. You can just hear it a little bit. Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
Even DVD. I even like DVD. Like Harry Potter is on Disney, I think, and we don't have Disney anymore.
Right.
So I was looking through. We have Paramount, Prime, Netflix, and obviously YouTube. It's not on any of those unless you buy them. I was like, I have these DVDs. So I like set up the Blu-ray player, which I remember like when we were kids setting up the DVD player, but if you had like the PlayStation would have played DVDs. Let's say the PlayStation 1 was playing. Then you had to unplug it, put in the what are the red, yellow, and white cords?
AV cords.
Right, you had to like switch it if you didn't have. At one point we had it so like all the consoles we had and the DVD player just worked.
Right.
Because we had it in the right sequence. Especially with that one TV, all you had to do is press one button on the TV, and it would. I love that. So when I was like setting up the DVD player, because we only have one HDMI cable,
right?
I was like, yeah, let me just. Is it working? Looking around the TV, is it working? I can't. I'm like back here. Is it working? Dude, I freaking love that. What do you call it? Reminiscing? No, nostalgia. I love that nostalgia.
That's great. That is funny. That kind of reminds me of like when we were even younger then, when we didn't even have much like in regards of our own gaming systems. So like we had to use
the NES and 64.
So like, no, even before this. Oh wait, yeah, no, around the 64 era too. But the, just like, I remember when I wasn't allowed to play for some reason. I can't remember what I did. And so like I was grounded or whatever from playing any video games, which sucked because back then, dude, I loved them. I loved them.
You played that a lot.
They were so fun to me. And I relished rain days.
Yeah.
Because like that was like pretty much the only time that I was allowed to play.
Yeah.
Was if there was nothing to do outside. Which in hindsight is probably a good thing.
Yeah.
But I hated that shit. I was like, what the hell, dude? I want to play this. Anyways, to kind of deter that, I had this brilliant idea. I don't know if it was mine, even if it was my idea, but I remember one time I set up, so I guess for some context, our old house, we took the walls off. What is that? That plywood?
Oh, yeah. The wood paneling.
The wood paneling. We took the wood paneling off the walls.
Yeah. And then took it with us to the new house.
To the new house, right? So then we just had them all stacked up against the stairs, right?
Yeah.
And we eventually found out that they made perfect, like, if you stacked them right, it would make a nice fort.
Yeah.
Anyways, so, because I wanted to play video games, we had this table, right? And then there was a TV on the table, and I stuck 2 boards right next to the table, and then I put one on top.
Yeah.
And so it was covering the TV, right? Yeah. And then I put a big giant door right in front.
Oh, I wonder what he's doing in there.
Yo, and I played those video games, dude, with the volume on low, and Mom was like, "What are you doing in there?"
Huh? Me?
Dude, I think she obviously knew, but like she guilt tripped me one day because I guess she found out, I know what you're doing in there. And then she guilt tripped me, which made me not want to do it anymore. Like not want to play. Because I was like, I can't remember what she said because she didn't want to come inside of the fort or something, right? So she was like, all right, well, she said something, right? I can't remember. And I was like, oh, damn it.
Well, I'm glad you would never go behind my back about anything.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, some shit like that. Some shit like that where it was like, ah, damn, dude.
What? No, I'm not even doing anything in here. What?
Yeah, dude. Like the TV's on, you can probably see it. Kind
See
of
the glow? Yeah, dude.
Oh shit! The only thing to do in there was to play those video games. There was literally nothing else. It was just wrapped around the TV. So like, what the fuck?
What else would you be doing?
I'm hanging out.
Kids are not as clever as they think they are.
No, they're so suspicious.
Yeah, no, that stuff is funny. You know, seeing it like nowadays in social media, everyone shares all like those little things that their kids do, and I mean, people share everything basically, but.
Yeah,
I think it's funny seeing like little kids like think they're like real clever with their maneuvers.
I saw these kids that were like, you like see the POV. Someone has a phone, right?
Yeah,
and he's going towards a wall. There's like a small wall or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he appears over the wall, and there's like these two kids. They're like smoking.
Oh,
like,
I saw that.
They're like 4 years old, and then they're like, they like see, and then they like sink down like like how long we see you.
Yeah,
You got cigarettes.
I've seen that.
Oh, that's good.
Speaking about clever, how clever do you think you are?
Clever? Not very.
Not very. Okay, well then you might fail.
Good.
I happen to be cruising the media websites, and I saw this random fact, which made me go look up some other random facts. The random fact, what do you think, or who do you think earns, how do I say this? Which celebrity who is passed away and still earning money, or their estate is earning money?
Right. Elvis.
You think Elvis?
Or Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So Elvis is number 4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
He's a little older now, so it's falling out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But he's number 4. I can't remember what is his dollar amount, but how much do you think Michael Jackson makes?
Makes a year?
Yeah.
It's probably something disgusting. Like, okay, let's see here. Let's say.
Remember, he's worldwide famous.
Right. Is it something that I wouldn't guess?
No, you could guess it, but it is absurd. You're right.
It's absurd. Okay, let's just say somewhere between, let's say 600 to 800 million.
600 million.
Yes!
600 million.
That's
which
disgusting,
is more than any living celebrity.
Right.
Guess who is the most highest earning living celebrity?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
What made you pick him?
He's rich as hell.
Yeah, no, he is.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed him for some reason. Like, I wouldn't have even thought of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, not him. I'll give you a hint. It's female.
The highest paid.
And
hold on, celebrity?
Yeah.
So is that including athletes?
Celebrity.
Okay.
Including anyone who is famous, let's say.
Okay, anyone's famous. So it's a woman. Okay, let's say Beyonce.
That's who I probably would have guessed.
Hold on.
Or
Caitlyn
Oprah
Jenner.
Or something I would have guessed. Which one's Caitlyn? Oh, that's the dad.
Wait.
No.
Oh, shit. No, I meant... oh, yeah, you're right. Fuck. I meant Kylie?
Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know why she's a celebrity. Really, I guess because of...
her family.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's got...
She was a model or something at one point. She did modeling?
Probably, maybe. Yeah. I think
she did modeling, and
all
then
of them probably do.
The makeup thing.
Yeah, it's the makeup.
Yeah.
All right, self-made billionaire.
Right.
Guess how much she earns a year. I don't know why I said that. A year. A year because of the...
A billion.
Vanity. No. Michael Jackson makes more than her.
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's say 400 million.
Close. 590. So she's only 10 million, which is a lot of money. Less than Michael Jackson.
Dude,
And she's not famous for doing anything of note. So that's freaking
That's pretty
good.
impressive.
That's
Yeah.
super good. I mean, that family gets a lot of hate, and some of it's, I guess, it depends on what your morals and values are, I guess. Honestly, if I could make billions of dollars by just
exploiting your own family, yeah, that'd be cool.
by having, well, she was a child, right? When that
Makes it even
when
better.
she started being on those shows. I never watched any of them, so actually I don't know. But I'm assuming she must have been in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And she took advantage of,
I guess,
of that notoriety, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. So $590 million in earnings per year. Guess how much the rest of the family makes?
Like combined
Yes.
is probably way less. So you said she makes 590. So let's say they probably don't even make 100 million.
No, she does. She no, it's way more than that.
All of them combined. Okay, so they make more than one of them. Kylie.
Okay, so let me just tell you. So
Sure.
Kris Jenner, the mom,
Right.
makes 170 million.
Right. Okay.
So
What?
obviously,
From what? Brand deals, I'm assuming. What does she do?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
She like how
She's a
they even
manager?
became of note is because their dad,
Right. Was a lawyer.
yeah, and he was like, OJ Simpson? Yeah, he's probably innocent. He's like, cha-ching! Probably not
he was
innocent,
acquitted.
but he got him off.
Yeah. I'm sure he
Because
got
those
sued.
gloves, man.
Yeah.
Who came up with the gloves? If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit or whatever. And he's like, oh, these gloves, I just can't get them on. Look, oh, they don't fit. It's just like, hold on, let me try to put these gloves on.
I didn't see him try to put the glove on.
No, they actually do look like they don't fit, but like, he probably was like, man, I really hope those gloves got wet.
Wouldn't his DNA be in the gloves?
I think someone's DNA.
Yeah, because like your hands sweat, right? And if you just killed someone,
and you got hairs on your hands.
yeah, you've
Although-
got freaking probably like if you were ever
Pick your
doing
nose
that.
with your gloves on.
Well, no, like if you were and then put the gloves on, that shit's in the glove, right?
Yeah, or anything. Just
You scratch your hair.
kind of anything. Like he's.
I feel like there wouldn't have just been circumstantial evidence. That's the thing. Like, you're innocent until proven guilty, right? So, like, I believe that. And if you don't have enough to convict someone, I mean, how are you? That's how the justice system works, isn't it?
The idea is that whether you're guilty or not, your lawyer is supposed to fight for your best interest, right? So,
which is, I think that here's the thing: if you already have concrete proof, it shouldn't matter how good or bad your lawyer is, because the proof or the evidence, whatever, should exonerate you or go against or whatever. And you know what? That's not even always the case, because some.
No, there's plenty of people who went to jail.
Right.
There's plenty of tampering evidence, right? There's plenty of people who went to jail, prison, put to death for things that they
tampering.
didn't do.
See, that's not evidence though. It's been tampered with, so it's not the evidence. So it's. I mean, in a perfect world, I guess the system would be. It's flawed, obviously, but I do still believe that if you are exonerated, I think that's that, right?
Depending on the state, depending on the province,
Right.
you got different rules.
I don't know.
Okay, Kim makes 80 million per year. Oh, I should have got you to guess. So she makes 80 million. Oh shit. Oh, I've lost it now.
80 million. That would be nice.
Okay, guess how much Chloe makes?
Chloe 60.
Chloe Kardashian, who is
The
Is she-
dated Lamar, right?
yeah,
Chloe?
I think so.
Lamar. Chloe
Is she
Lamar.
like the least known? I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's probably the least.
Most private. She makes, guess how much did you say?
60.
60? So she makes significantly less. She makes 15 million. Poor Chloe.
Bro.
Guess how much Courtney?
1 million.
Why would you go that much less?
What does she do? She's a mom.
Yeah, but she's
Courtney.
what does Courtney do that she makes 18?
I don't know.
I mean, Chloe.
I don't know what they do, dude. I'm trying to think. OnlyFans? I don't know.
Okay. Courtney
1 million.
is worth about 65 million. For some reason,
She's dating Travis or married.
married to him, yeah. Shoot, I don't.
She makes 10 million.
She makes 4.5 million.
See, I was close with the 1 million.
But that's just for the TV show. She probably also has all sorts of brand deals and stuff.
Dude, she...
I had to look them up individually because I lost my spot here. And what's the other sister's name?
Kendall.
Kendall. Okay,
She's also super rich. Kendall is a model as well. She's the tallest one, I think. She's a Jenner.
Yeah. How much does...
let's say 200 million.
Okay, so she makes... How much did you say?
200 million.
She makes 200 million. She makes 40 million.
Oh shit.
I guess the trick to getting rich is to already have a rich family and then go into makeup. What the heck?
I think you have to have like some kind of... People have to want the thing that you're selling, because there's makeup they can get at Walmart much cheaper.
Yeah, but it's not as good quality.
Here's the
Right,
thing.
it's good quality. Like Ashley told me, like she's like when I buy more expensive makeup, I don't know if she's ever bought that makeup. I don't even know what the brand is called. It's probably called Kylie or something. I don't know.
Probably.
It's way better. It does. You don't need to reapply. It goes on smooth. Doesn't like get flaky. Doesn't dry out. Makes your skin better, or not makes it better, but like keeps it nicer. Right?
I think okay. So that's got to, but you got to understand that Kylie is also slapping like 100, like probably 200% profit.
Yeah, but if it's a good product, people are going to buy it. People will buy it even if it's not a good product, if they're a fan, right?
True.
Right.
I think that also helps with your sales, is having fans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
You could have something that's good and you're not very well known and you could sell shit.
Right, exactly. We're not very well known, so please help us out. Going to the merch store, getting one of our shirts, that would be amazing. Link in the description. Speaking of absurd numbers, so I wanted to start with like the money stuff, because it's here and there, right? It's such big. Here's something that I had if I would have guessed this, well, actually I did guess it, and I was like, oh, there's probably about 70 maybe. I'm like, nah, that's high. How many individual recognized dog breeds do you think there are?
Holy hell.
First I was like 70, no, high. And then I was like, you know what?
Probably more.
Probably 30. And then I was like, oh man.
Hell no, there's way more.
I was like, probably around 50 I settled on.
I'm going to go 300.
300, you think?
Yeah.
So name 60 of them. Can you?
I don't know.
Right? Like,
no, I don't know.
Black lab, yellow lab, red lab, white lab.
Is a red one?
I don't know. Probably. Right? You think, what was Clifford the big red dog? He's a lab, right?
I think so.
You think they just made that story up? No, there is 400 approximately. There's actually probably more.
I said 300,
Yeah,
brother.
I know.
Dude, I'm pretty good at this.
450. 450. How do you...
That's man-made though, too, eh?
Oh, of course. Most, I would say probably all dog breeds are man-made, right?
Yeah.
Because it's inbreeding.
Yeah,
Right? That's how you get...
Yeah, 100%.
Right? That's why, like, they always... Like, purebred dogs always have so many issues, because they're... I mean, I'm speaking out of school, so I don't actually know, but... I don't know for sure, but that's
I thought
what people say.
purebreds were better.
They're more expensive. They look nicer. They're more appealing for different reasons. Although if you get a purebred bulldog, like that, those things are so annoying.
Bulldog. Yeah.
Or a pug.
Yeah.
Like, gosh.
Yeah, those things need to get like put down.
They need to stop breeding them.
Yeah,
They're
hell
like,
yeah, dude.
they're suffering.
Aren't they? Yeah, they're suffering. Their bones are all
effed up. Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So that's from inbreeding.
100%.
And like, just think about like inbreeding in people. It's very not good. But
What?
somehow
Really?
somehow in animals, it's just like, oh yeah, look how pretty this dog
Very
is.
strange. And you can even cross species and stuff, which is pretty cool.
That's what you should do.
Right? Like a
Or
tiger
species.
and a liger.
Hold on, not species.
A tiger and a
Breeds, I
lion.
meant. Yeah, a tiger and a lion. Yeah, it makes a liger. I think it has to be a male lion on a female tiger. It makes a
Oh,
liger.
really?
I think it's only one way, or it's the opposite. And then the liger is not viable. It can't have offspring.
Oh,
But they're
shit.
gigantic.
Yeah, they're big as shit.
Yeah. Same with like a horse and a donkey will make a mule,
Right.
and then a mule isn't viable.
No, I
No.
didn't know this.
No.
Mule.
And but certain offspring are viable of certain animals.
Did you know
like-
that I'm almost certain that
I think polar bears and grizzly bears have viable offspring, but I'm not certain. I could be wrong.
that makes sense. Isn't a polar bear just a brown bear without?
No, a polar bear is huge. Way
Oh,
different.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different. A different shape. Panda bears, I don't know what they can breed with, but science didn't agree that they were bears for a long time.
Really?
Because one of their DNA strands, I'm just paraphrasing here and probably getting it wrong, but one of the DNA strands, like let's say, like for humans, there's XY,
Wait,
and they're
dude. Let me guess. They thought they were killer whales.
no, okay. You know what a red panda is?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Those
Okay.
small little cute ass things that.
I believe, yeah, they look kind of like weasels with
What?
fox heads.
Yeah, with like a teddy bear head.
Yeah, like they're just long, right? So those red pandas are not related to giant pandas, but I think, and I might be getting this wrong as well, I think for a while they had thought that they were related somehow. And so the panda has like, instead of an XYZ chromosome or whatever, I don't know what it is, that other bears have, it has an XYY maybe.
Right.
I don't know how to, I forget the language, but so they're like, oh, that's weird. But then somehow if you go further back or somehow, then you're like, oh, it is a bear. Obviously it's a freaking bear. You can look at it and see that it's a bear, but looks are deceiving, right? Because like there's also like certain frogs that are
Right. There's
whatever.
jaguars and pumas, right? That's almost the same thing.
I think they are the same thing.
Okay, fine. Cheetahs and jaguars, whatever.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
look the same.
They
and
look
you're-
the same,
and then
but
you're
they're
like,
different.
But they're not, right?
I wonder if they can breed together though, because they are cats, felines, right?
I wonder.
I wonder if a house cat
Mountain lion.
could breed with a big cat. Let's
I
look that
wonder.
up. Let's look that up.
I bet you someone's tried it.
Can a house cat interbreed with a big cat? And the answer is, survey says, no.
So they've tried it
They cannot naturally interbreed with a big cat.
because they'll
They
eat
are
it.
too different genetically and physically to produce viable offspring through natural mating. Like I would say, like having your tomcat go like a male go on a female tiger would be more safe than a male tiger going into a female,
Right.
kitty.
Yeah.
Or obviously for size and baby size, and
Yeah, I'm sure
Right.
that would. Right.
so their genetics are too different.
So, like, can a pig impregnate a warthog?
A what?
A warthog.
With what?
A pig.
Yes, they're the same animal.
One just has horns.
Pigs will have tusks. Like on a farm, they often get cut off.
What?
Yeah, because like if now, yeah, like pink pigs with the curly
Shut
tail.
the hell up. I've seen Charlotte's Web. There was no tusks.
Yeah, but they will grow them. And
For what?
and then you got cut them off because like farmers get tusked all the time. Like they'll be walking in the pen and they'll get stabbed in the leg, hurts, they'll fall down, and then they'll get trampled and eaten.
Well, shut the...
I'm not kidding.
Dude, that is some like
I'm not kidding. And apparently
pig farm
when a
serial killer.
pig gets escaped from a farm, they over a period of like the year or whatever will turn into what you know as like a warthog.
Dude, it's got like a spiny back.
It'll get like
Shut
that mohawk.
up.
It'll get like
Shut
the hump.
up.
It'll get an elongated snout. I'm not kidding.
For why? Evolution. It's evolving.
I guess. I don't know why it's doing that. It's just like
It's environment. Fuck. It's surrounding. My brain is working faster than my mouth.
no.
It's blending into its surroundings
Like I don't know.
or adapting into its surroundings.
Like remember when
Right?
you did that photo shoot for that band and we went into the river valley.
Hell yeah! I
Right, we
remember that.
went into a pig's trail. Like when we were going
That
in
was
that
a pig
small
trail?
yes. and-
Okay, there.
So do you think
And
there's just going
Crocodile
to be
Dundee. Huh?
pink pigs in there just like looking for apple cores and stuff?
I wouldn't if there was a pink pig. I would have been like, bro, there's a pig in here. If
Right.
there was a brown one, I would be like, bro, there's a warthog in here.
Yeah. They're all hogs.
I don't.
They're
get
the
it.
same.
I
They're
don't
the
get
same.
it. But hey, you know what? I accept,
Yeah. Speaking of
dude.
cats,
Warthogs. How many species of cats?
I actually didn't look that up, but yeah, go.
Is that what you're asking?
No. Oh, yes, I am now.
Probably about the same. But cats have probably been around longer because of like Egypt and stuff.
Right. Didn't even think of that. They were like worshipped, maybe.
That was like BC, right?
yeah,
Yeah, thousands of BC, right?
before Chris. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. right.
before Christ has now been turned into before Common Era, BCE. Sounds so weird.
Right, BCE, right. Dude, that's been around since forever.
I know, but I don't like
BCE.
it for some reason.
BC. I don't really care.
After
It doesn't bother
what
me.
does it mean now? AD now mean now?
Alternate destruction.
Yeah, probably. Actually, that makes sense.
Right.
So there's about 450 species of dogs.
Right.
Makes sense. Cats.
Say
They've been
600.
house pets. They've been obviously wild. In Australia, they hunt them.
What?
Yeah, for trophies.
Cats.
Kittens, cats. Yes. Crazy, right?
Interesting.
And you actually just got a cat. Found a cat.
Found one.
Rescued a cat.
Well, rescues. I'm not that dramatic, but
Well, you found it on the side of the road, right?
I just happened to be somewhere.
Yeah, but like
sometime.
you took it home.
I picked it up, put it inside of my vehicle, and drove it to my house. I think I stole it
How do you figure that?
because it was minding its own business in the tall grass, and then I came up and I was like, yoink.
Well, okay, there are 41 species.
What? I said 600.
Yeah.
41 species of cat, but 450 species of dog.
So, but these 41 species are divided into 14 genera, whatever that means, and 92 subspecies. So I don't know what genera means. Maybe that's like, one genera is tigers, one genera is, I don't know.
I'm sure it's kind of like how humans are like a group of this, and then there's like Neanderthals, which is a group of that.
So how many of those species do you think are wild and how many do you think are domestic?
I'm probably going to think that, how many? 40?
41.
41. All right. One's wild and the rest are domestic.
That's what I would have guessed. It's the exact opposite.
Interesting. 40 wildcats? Damn, that's scary.
Yeah, this is on the conservation.org website. That is wild. I would have never guessed that either.
Lynx, bobcat, jaguar, lion, leopard, puma, coyote is not one. I can name 6. Siamese twins. Those hairless cats. What are those called? Sphinx. I said Siamese.
There are Siamese cats, different than Siamese twins.
Oh, really? Okay. Siamese.
So back to pigs for a second. How many species of pigs? I did just say like the pink pigs and the warthogs are the same thing. So what do you think?
2.
You think 2? There's 17.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be significantly lower.
So there are 17 extant.
So there's like a
living
tapir,
species.
like a tapir.
Oh, extinct versus extant of pigs within the Suidae family.
What's a tapir? Tapir. Tapir.
Oh, tapir. Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Is that a pig? It's some kind of beast thing. Something that you can eat.
Okay, so
Get some
domestic
ham off of
pigs
it.
are a subspecies of the wild boar.
Boars aren't the same as
But boar is like that's
a warthog, isn't
that's
it?
male. Boar means male, I thought. Like, and a sow is a female.
Jesus, dude, I don't know. Boar, I thought meant like what John Locke goes after in the woods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a pig. That's a type of pig, right?
Yeah. Okay, speaking of cats, once again, let's go back to cats.
What about guinea pigs?
How many?
Not a real pig?
Not a real pig, I don't think.
Rodent.
Yeah, I think it's a rodent. What is a guinea
And there's hairless ones too.
pig?
Hairless mole rat.
Guinea pig is a rodent, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Rodent.
I think that's just a pet name, if you will. No pun intended.
Rodent? Okay, sorry. Get back to the other thing. I'm going to
Okay, so back to cats. How many Calvin and Hobbes books do you think there are?
like published books
Yeah.
or just like
Collections published. No, I don't mean like how many were printed.
no.
How many
I mean like
individual
right,
books
right,
were
right.
written?
How many works were
Yes.
published? Right. By whatever his name is.
By Calvin,
Morrison?
probably. I think it was Calvin who wrote them.
Right.
When he grew up.
Right. 16.
16, that's a good guess. There's actually 11.
Oh shit.
Now, Calvin and Hobbes is one of the most famous comic strips.
I would agree.
What's another one, do you think?
Garfield.
Garfield, right. Speaking of cats, how many of those do you think there are?
8.
8?
Yeah.
There is 78.
What?
78 individual comic strip books printed.
Oh. Shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I would have guessed probably like 15 or something.
Shoot.
Yeah. And then back to BC, before Christ,
Right.
and AD, after death. What age was Jesus when he died?
32.
Oh, close. 33,
Oh.
right? Yeah,
Man.
close. I was
33
gonna write more questions down, but I got busy.
What was the like, do you think people came to him and was like, hey man, can you fix my chair? Or what do you think he did?
He was a carpenter. I think he was just like, people like just knocked onto his stable, and he's like, I don't know, what do you think he said? God bless you. No, he probably just said bless you, actually.
He's like, me bless you.
Yeah, he probably did. He's like, yeah, could you fix this chair? He's like, already did.
Do you think he was allowed to do that, or was there some sort of like...
No, I think because he's a carpenter. Why would he have not done carpentry? Are you calling him a liar?
Why would he have done the work If he could have just
like healed it or whatever,
done
or
the
just
thing,
made it, just miracled it.
made it. Why would he choose carpentry?
Did he choose? Discipline.
Did he choose? Why wasn't he a fisherman?
Because Joseph was a carpenter, so he just did what his father did.
Dad. But that was his stepdad. Wasn't his real dad.
You're not even my real dad. And he's like, I'm gonna go into what was that? What was like a rivalry to carpentry? Probably like blacksmithing.
How many times do you think he ran away from home? I can't take this, Dad.
I think he did run away because remember they found him like being a know-it-all preacher in temples, and then they're like, "How do you know all this?" And he's like, hello.
How do you preach about
I'm chosen one
yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. He probably seemed very arrogant to some people.
I can't even imagine how the convincing.
He's like, wow, because if let's just assume for argument's sake that it's 100% true and it's 100% what happened, is he would have been like, well, it's a prophecy. You'll see when I'm no longer in the cave thing, in the tomb. How are you going to roll away this rock by yourself? You can't from the inside because it's a giant boulder. How do they even move it in place? If you can move it in place, you can obviously move it away. That's one thing that never, like, I was like, huh? What? I was like, why did he? Oh, wait. Was it moved away? Yeah, it was, right?
Mm-hmm. On the third day, it was moved away. Yeah, but here's the thing. There was many accounts of the same story, but they're all different. Each apostle has like...
Because it's different people.
They're saying, oh, Mary woman.
Magdalene
but then there was
Simon and Peter were... There was an
account about the Romans opened it. But then there was an account of an angel met certain other person.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Right? Like, so there's different... Who knows?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Right, I
don't know why I said Simon and Peter. Were they there? I don't even know.
Brother.
Also, what's up with those names?
Simon.
Those are the names they had? Simon?
Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Hey, Mark.
John, come here.
Yeah, John the Baptist.
Come hang out with any regular Mohammed. Come chill out with...
There was no Mohammed yet.
You don't think so?
No, because Muslimness came like 500 years after.
But
was Muhammad the first Muhammad?
was a prophet, right?
Yeah, but 500 years later.
And he spoke of Jesus.
Yeah, because I don't know, because like it was. See, here's the thing. That was
500 years later.
Something like that.
Shit, eh?
So that was like verbal, or what do you call it? Verbal tradition. What do you call it when you don't write it down?
Right. Yeah.
Verbal tradition.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Something like that. So like, you could just be like, I read these facts like 3 days ago and I forgot them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of course, they didn't happen to me, so it's a little different. But like, be like, I mean, you had to trust someone. Like, hey, I'm going to tell you something. Mm-hmm. You have to tell it exactly how I told it. And then when you tell someone to tell it, you have to say it like for years.
It's like a game of telephone.
Right. But like there was like rules. There's traditions that exist right now that are not written down. They're verbal. I can't remember what they are, but I listened to a podcast about it, which I thought was quite fascinating. Where like, I'm just going to call him a monk. I don't know if he's actually a monk or what his title is or whatever. There's a monk who knows this information, word for word, let's call it. And when he's ready to pass it on, he's going to tell it to another guy or group or whatever. And he has to tell it to them, and they have to learn it exactly how he told it so that it stays intact. So there isn't like, I kind of forget, maybe paraphrase a little bit. Like, it's like he knows it. Who he tells it to is going to know it. And how they do it is he, the learner, if you will, is going to tell the monk guy the stories. And then once he has it correct a reasonable amount of times, then he has the privilege, if you will, to tell the tradition as like a teacher, if you will. Right?
Yeah, whereas like stressful, dude.
Yeah. And then you have like other religions, like Mormonism, for example. Good old Joey, he's like, I don't want to do chores no more. I think I'm going to find a stone. Oh, what? God, is that you? Hey, you know what? I think I'm allowed to have 18 wives again. But they all have to be kids. Except for he was a kid.
Here's the
at
thing.
The time, so maybe
dude, here's the thing. Here's my opinion on this.
No, they were gold tablets. They're disappeared.
I don't believe if there was a higher power, I don't think he's picking and choosing who he decides I think he's just not doing anything. I think he's just letting the chaos
and he's watching his ant farm
do it. Okay?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I can't for the life of me understand why he would choose to make this person suffer, but then not let this person suffer.
Or ignore suffering.
Right, exactly. So that leads me to believe that there is no way that he's like, yeah, I'll help you, but you're going to suffer for a little bit longer. That doesn't make any sense to me. That just doesn't.
I saw this quote the other day where it was this guy said something like, he's like, he was doing something that was like deemed as a sin. I can't remember what it was. And someone said to him, hey, God's watching. He's like, no, I think he's in the same place that he was when the Holocaust was happening.
Oh shit.
He was looking somewhere else. I don't think he's watching me right now. And I was like, damn. I think Jerry Springer. No, the other Jerry. What's the other famous Jerry?
Seinfeld?
Jerry Seinfeld had this. I don't know if he said it or if he just repeated it, but he had a quote. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
He had this quote here. Hold on. Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Springer. Well, they're both Jewish. Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld. Oh, I think it actually was a joke.
I think I might have heard this. Sounds almost familiar.
Oh, it's Ricky Gervais. Right. Let's see here. It might.
What is the quote?
Okay. So a Holocaust survivor eventually dies of old age and goes to heaven. Where he meets God.
Right.
And he tells God a Holocaust joke. And God goes, that's not funny. And then he says, I guess you had to be there.
Oh. Fuck, that's like a double entendre.
Yeah. It's awful. So,
dude,
that's a great joke.
Dude, that's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Because, like, those people existed.
Right.
They were probably praying their asses off. Like,
right.
Where are you?
Right.
And being Jewish, going through, like, a history of persecution, or, like, first fucking Saul, or whoever it was. I don't remember who was the first bad guy. And then it was, whatever. Just if you're going through, like, the biblical things.
The pharaohs put them through some shit.
Yeah. They're right, because Moses is just in a basket, just in a wicker basket.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah.
Right? They're like, kill all the babies. And then someone was like, you know what, Moses, I'm going to put you in the river.
In the reeds.
In the Euphrates, I think. Right? And then Pharaoh's daughter, how ironic, was like, is that baby? Yeah, I'm going to.
Baby, what are you doing in that water?
Yeah.
I think that's what they said.
Well, that's a Jewish accent. Probably it was the opposite.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
So.
What did Egyptians speak? Egyptian.
Probably. No.
Hieroglyphs.
Yeah, just pictures.
Yeah, I'll dial up.
So they go through all this stuff, and now, kind of crazy, so many Jewish people are rich,
which is great.
Yeah,
cool. I hope everyone gets rich. It doesn't. You don't even have to be Jewish. Just be somebody.
No, only Jewish, actually.
Yeah, you know what? Give all the money to the Jews.
Yeah. And then, but now people I mean, rightly so, I would say, to some degree at least. Like, if you're a reasonable person, like, you can't be like, oh, bomb all the civilians in Gaza? Yeah, that's fine.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe war is not illegal.
I think it doesn't matter if it's legal or not. If you make it illegal, people are going to be like, oh, shit, it's illegal.
Yes, but here's the thing. Just like, okay, yeah, no, you're right. You are right. Okay. But let's just say...
People who are willing to go to war...
Let's just say this. Like, if the war is... Hold on. I gotta be careful how I say this. If the people are revolting against a tyrannical government,
yeah,
that should be allowed. That's not war. That's civil war. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
You're trying to overthrow your government. I don't think that should be illegal. But if the government decides to go to war to another country for any other reason besides self-defense, I think should be...
Well, it obviously is. Like, that's a moral, like, conundrum, right? Like, so with this war, you have, from how I understand, it's like you got, what's the terrorists again? Hamas. You have Hamas being like, oh, we don't like Jewish people. We don't like being in this state. We don't like, well, probably all the people who, whether they're Hamas or not, are like, we don't like this Palestinian camp, city, whatever. I don't know what the whole, like, there's a lot that goes into it, and I don't really understand it all.
I'm not fully...
But, like, you got the Israel, right, who... Some people will say stole the land, but if you go back far enough in history, it's always been a back and forth battle. So I don't know, like, what each side thinks was the beginning and what justifies their hate for the other group.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
But I'm going to assume at some point someone took someone else's land and they're pissed off about it.
Right.
Right.
Still.
So fast forward to today, or till January, whenever the first... Was it January? Whenever was the first rocket attack from Hamas, they killed 1,500 people or whatever it was.
Yo!
Israelites.
Dude, they just bombed
Israelis.
more shit the other day. There was more bombing the other day.
So Hamas made a strike, right? They are a terrorist organization, but to them, they're a people who are fighting for their whatever.
That is true.
To me, they're just terrorists because, like, they kill civilians. They kill civilians.
Then that means...
But then I would say that the
U.S. Army is
the
terrorist.
Israeli government. Yes, I think so.
For sure.
The government killing innocent people. Like, people are like, oh, I can't believe XYZ president I don't like is bombing civilians. Dude, the president that you do like also bomb civilians.
Yeah.
That's why I think when people don't like, for example, don't like the orange guy,
right,
Donnie, I see why you don't like him. I don't like him. But then they're like, oh, but you know who would have been great? Hillary Clinton. What? If you can see the evil in one person, how can you be so oblivious to it in the other person? Not saying that it's an easy job and there's going to be casualties probably, but the aim should be, not saying that Hillary did this, but Obama did. Is this a wedding?
Did terrible things.
This is a wedding? Is there just one guy we want to kill here?
Right.
Kill them all. Just to get this one guy.
Right.
Now, I understand, like, the dilemma. Like, oh, this is an evil man, and he's going to this and that. If we don't get him, he probably will this and that. But now you made a whole bunch of people want to this and that because you just killed their whole family.
Yeah.
Or much of the family who were just chilling.
That's
now,
crazy.
You could be like, wow, people who keep that type of company are probably evil as well. So, it's so layered, and, like, I'm so glad I'm not in that position because, like, I think about my own, like, convictions when it comes to, like, when I see there's certain people who I think are just, not that they're necessarily evil, but they're just bad people, right? Who I know in real life. And I choose, when I see them hang out with other people who I know, I'm like, not interested in being your friend because you're friends with someone who I know is a shithead.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've done that.
And like there's degrees to it. If you're hanging out with someone who's known to be a terrorist, and I'm saying terrorist like in the you know, the least charitable way you could look at the word, like someone who kills innocent people for their own political gain. Or it doesn't even have to be political.
Okay.
I think terrorism has to involve politics. I think it's what would you call that? Tyranny for the sake of political gain.
You think it has to be?
I think that might be the definition.
I don't even think that you have to. I don't even think it has to be politically tied at all. I think you just have to have an ideology.
Okay, let's see here. So this is the AI overview from Google. Terrorism is the calculated use of violence or the threat of violence to instill fear, intimidate, and coerce governments or societies, often to achieve political, religious, or ideological goals.
Oh, so I said okay.
Yeah.
So we both are right.
So it could be okay. So I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be.
You're right. It doesn't have to be, but it is.
But it's to push your
attached. Right.
Ideology. So if you have let's say what's that church that always
Westboro.
Yes, them. They haven't killed no one, but if they did, that would be terrorism, I think, because they're like they're doing it to.
If they killed someone like during a rally,
during any time, if they did it as their church,
as an act of God. Like if they...
Yeah, let's say
they said, God told me to do this?
Yeah. Well, if it's an individual person, no. I think as a group, if you're a representative of your group, it can be an individual, but doing it on behalf of a group.
Right. Okay, yeah. That would be terrorism.
I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure, but I think so. I would be like, yeah, that's terror. Right? In Edmonton, there was that dude who tried to kill that police officer. Now, I'm not a fan of police, but I'm not a fan of killing someone for no reason. Right. So he shot him and then he ran him over because he was part of ISIS, I think.
Holy shit.
And, or he said he was. Maybe he wasn't actually.
Oh my.
Remember, this was years ago now. And I might be getting the details wrong. I can't remember. But anyways, some dude, he tried to kill that cop. He survived the bullets and the getting run over. And he's dead. He got shot. Either by the police officer he tried to kill or other officers.
Dude, that's
and so that guy, whether or not he was part of a recognized group, I think just being an individual also could be terroristic.
Right.
Because you're trying to impose your ideology through like abusive or like deadly means.
I would also call like school shooters terrorists.
Yeah.
Right? But they usually work alone, but they follow a certain...
Yeah, they're like, it's like...
Hey, I got treated like this, so now I'm going to treat you like this.
Yeah.
Right?
People who deserve treat you badly
because I'm going to get treated badly. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, that's crazy. But
that is crazy.
I would...
It's also very sad that these people think that is the right move. Like, I was bullied. I never wanted to just kill people.
I don't even know if they think that's the
right
move.
I wasn't bullied as bad as these people, probably.
I think that I don't know.
It's a mental thing.
100%. I don't even think that they think that it's the right thing. I think they just decide to do it without really weighing whether or not I should do this.
Because they often write letters. So you are thinking. If you have a plan, you are thinking about it. You are thinking about like the virtues of it, the moral conundrum, the ethical like inconsistencies. You're just like, but I was wronged, so they deserve to be wronged back. They didn't stick up for me, so let's see someone stick up for them. I don't know what goes through their mind. I would never do that, so I can't. I can't rationalize it.
It's sad either way, whatever.
It is sad. It's sad. Like, anyway, like, you know how people say, if you had the chance to go back in time, would you kill Hitler or Stalin
100%.
or right?
would.
You have all these different.
But he's a baby. Murder.
Right. So that's where the moral, like,
I will kill a baby to save millions of people.
Yeah, 6 million people
Easily.
And then Stalin.
If I didn't know, if someone was like, "Oh my God, this baby's gonna kill 6 billion people," and I didn't know the context, then I probably wouldn't. I'd be like, I don't really know. But because I have that knowledge,
okay,
I would easily kill that baby.
Here's something else. Let's say you got 2 options, but you don't know what the outcome is with option B. Option A, you kill Hitler. Obviously, Hitler doesn't become Hitler.
Right.
Option B, you're the dean of the art school that he got turned away from.
Oh.
Do you go?
Yeah. No, 100%. I'll take the L. I'll take the L to save 6 million people.
No. Sorry, what? You would choose option A regardless.
I would take...
Option B is you accept him into art school and then he becomes a famous artist rather than a dictator.
I'll do that. I'll do whatever it takes. If I don't have to kill him, I'll take the other option.
Okay, but you don't actually know if it will help.
Oh, fuck.
Right? Because then you don't have to kill a baby. Your hands are clean.
No, I have no problem. I'll kill the baby.
Yeah, but option B is there now.
Right, no, but if I don't know...
It's a 50-50 chance.
Right, no, fuck that. No way. 8 million lives,
6 million.
1 life.
So, more than 6 million. So 6 million people who weren't in arms, and then plus all the people who died in World War II.
Okay, so...
Which was...
10 million people.
How many people died in World War II, do you think?
Wasn't it the most devastating war?
Probably.
World War II? Wasn't there like 1 million people died?
More than that.
Think so?
Way more than that. Million?
I don't know.
There was like... How many millions of people went to war?
I don't know.
Right, just Americans. How many? Probably like 10.
All right, let's see.
Okay, it's estimated. Oh, this is combining, I think, both sides. So, and it includes civilians. So it's estimated that between 70 and 85 million.
Fuck!
That's 15 million discrepancy in there. So it makes it the deadliest conflict in human history.
I'll kill the baby 1 billion times. I don't care how brutal it is. I'll do it.
Total fatalities.
Kick the baby
between
in the
70
head.
and 85. Military deaths are between 21 and 25. Civilian deaths is 50 and 55.
Dude, that's terrible.
So the causes of death include direct combat, obviously. Genocide, obviously. I don't know why...
Casualties.
Okay, so it says massacres is a separate... For a second, I was like, I don't know why that would be different than genocide, but of course, genocide is based off of, you're killing a specific group.
Right.
I think, right? On purpose.
Mass murder.
Or massacres is like you're just...
It doesn't matter. You don't discriminate. You're just...
then there's starvation, disease, and then the nukes.
Dude. There was nukes in World War II? Oh, the Japanese. I was like, where in Germany did they drop nukes?
They never use them again.
No, you're right. Yeah, I forgot that there was the whole German, and then the Japan was like, yeah, I'll join for some reason.
Well, so
I think Hitler had something on the Japs or something, right?
I think because although he was super racist, I think he liked the Japanese.
Wasn't Japanese a dictatorship at that time?
Oh, it was imperial.
I think so, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's dictator. No,
whatever.
But like the Japanese were already at war with China, I want to say. And they killed so many Chinese people. And that's why Chinese people don't like Japanese people. But then like the Koreans, I don't know, man. There's like, when I was a kid, I was so ignorant. Anyone who was Asian was either Chinese or Japanese. Like,
here's the thing.
I didn't know.
Like parts of like some of those islands that are Asian or whatever, broke off from the mainland or whatever. So they were Chinese. And then they became Korean or whatever because it's now Korea. Did you fucking know that?
Like physically broke off?
Yeah,
Or
like the shit. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I think they ran away from something, and they were of that
No.
race.
Like you're saying, like here's Earth. Oh, there's Japan just floated away.
No.
You're saying the people
Yes.
fled
Yes.
or got moved.
Yeah.
No,
They migrated.
I did know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were like
Well, isn't that what's going on with Taiwan and China?
Taiwanese. I guess or something.
Right, and-
something about those people.
But there's like someone makes the computer chips so they're not warring with them, because without the computer chips, like economies collapse and like technology gets halted, and China is so technologically, or what would you call that, industrially advanced or whatever, to make certain things. So they need these chips that I think are made in Taiwan.
Really?
To do everything, but they're not made in China for some reason because of, I don't know exactly, but then China also owns Taiwan. I think it's Taiwan.
What?
Dude, the geopolitical freaking infrastructure that we have found ourselves, infrastructure might be the wrong word, but like just the landscape is so complicated, where it's just like, okay, so I know that X country doesn't like Y country, so they attack them. But then Z country is like, you know what? I actually have an allyship with Y country, so I'm going to be the intermediary. But then Z country, even though I already said Z, it's kind of the same thing, is also like, hey, we have a close kinship because we're Z and Z. I actually have an allyship with X country, so no one can be at war right now. So we're going to have to find a way to get along. Except for there's going to be some conflict that's going to flare up every so often.
You know what's funny?
And then America's like, we're a country. We're going to dictate what happens to everyone. Canada, you're going to be one of us.
I don't feel like that's going to be for much longer, really. Things have changed like dramatically with the whole like
Social media?
Not just that, but like with like the clown show that's kind of happening.
Oh, yeah.
Like
People are like, oh, this is actually just a joke?
like what the like I don't know. I don't really want to get into it that much, but like it's strange to be alive right now. Like when I was like working at Dairy Queen,
Yeah.
dude, I cared about ice cream and that's about it. Now I'm like, holy shit, dude, what the hell's happening here? Blah, blah, blah. I mean, not as much now as before, but it's like almost like I know too much
Yeah.
information,
I think
right?
back in the day, before social media, that's why I said social media. Without social media, you don't know anything. Even
Right.
if you
Ignorance.
watch the news,
Right?
and now that you know a lot of the news is just whatever it's just opinions.
Mhm.
It doesn't even matter. It's not unbiased. So like, you would just know what's happening around you, and you would know about big events that are happening,
Right.
right? Now you can know whatever you feel like looking up.
It's too much.
And even if you don't look it up, something will just be put in front of you and you're like, oh.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? And it's not like, oh, fun fact. It's like, hey, devastating fact.
Yeah, which
Right?
you know what? It's kind of like a double-sided thing, where like
What kind of thing do you think? It's double-sided.
thinking maybe a
Double-sided.
sword.
Double-sided sword?
Right.
Like Darth Maul's lightsaber.
Right, exactly.
Not double-edged, double-sided.
Double-sided sword.
Yeah.
So like, it's like on one hand. Sorry, what were we talking about? God damn it!
Sorry, I derailed you.
The thing was something, and I don't remember.
And that's part of it.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
sometimes we just gotta accept and then move on.
That's exactly how society is designed. You know what you should care about right now? Oh shit, people care about it too much. Distraction. Pocket sand.
Very strange. Everything is fucked, dude. We're all
We are.
nothing is as it seems, And if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Hey, do you think we landed on the moon?
Oh, God. Yeah, I think we did.
But do you think they're lying about a lot of
I
it?
think that there is some dishonesty happening. Because, like, here's the thing. There's like, oh, what about these bubbles in the footage and blah, blah, blah. Like, because it looks like it's underwater. Blah, 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 this and that. Why don't you just say, yes, that is bubbles because we were doing training videos. This is not actually... Why would you make the training videos look like real videos then? You know, I just have too many questions.
Yeah.
Do I think that we landed there? Yeah, I think we probably did.
Yeah.
But there is, I think I would be ignorant, I think, to say that there isn't something fishy going on with some of the stuff. Because, like, why would, like, there's all this stuff. Like, someone asked Buzz, hey, ask the question, and then he was like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. And you're like, huh, that's weird. Why wouldn't you could just say yes or no?
Yeah.
All these weird just conspiracies.
Plus he said things like, I guess we never went.
Yeah.
Oh, the best answer is we didn't go.
Right.
Or whatever. I can't remember what the quote was.
There's so many things. I still believe that.
But the other Buzz said to infinity and beyond.
And beyond, right? So then that makes you think, you know, did we go there?
Further than the moon.
Not Zerg, I don't know what his name is. Fuck. I don't know. Do I believe we did? Yes, because of the evidence that shows that we did.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I believe it. Not just because someone said or didn't say that we did.
I have this one friend who doesn't, he's very conflicted, but he's leaning towards we probably didn't go.
And I respect that.
So he'll send me video clips of evidence or not evidence, what do you call it? Rebuttal, like evidence to the contrary.
Sure.
And I'm like, we might not have gone to the moon. It's very possible we didn't, but this video is definitely not evidence. Like, if we didn't go, this is not proof we didn't.
I don't, I want us to be on the moon. Here's the thing. But I'm not like stuck on it, right? Like, if there's evidence to the contrary, then I'm okay with that too, right? Like, I'm not one of those people where it's like, we definitely did, and then throw away any kind of conflicting hypotheses or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm with that with most things, though. It's like, okay,
Same.
well, I kind of like take that view on most things because it's like, now that I'm older and wiser, like I'm like, well, why do I believe this? Right? I ask the question why I believe this, and it's like, oh, I believe this because first of all, I can do the experiment to show that it's real. I can see it with my eyes, which isn't always the greatest. Like, you can't trust all your senses.
Because you can be tricked.
Exactly. But, you know, it's like there's these things that I can check off, and it's not, oh, I believe this just because I was told. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so do I believe that we landed on the moon?
You find out maybe not every day, but you find out all the time that you can't trust the people who you thought you could trust.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And it does suck.
Yeah.
It does suck.
I agree.
Anyway, more on that later. What are we going to start talking about next show?
Who would you invite invite any 4 living or dead to dinner?
Okay, dinner party of 5, I guess, including yourself.
Jane C.
Jane C. Okay, I'll think about that.
Easy, dude. You
know what? Dean Martin, John Wayne,
Ricky Nelson,
yeah, and Harry Carey. Easy. So then we can all sing.
Dude, I already have the answer. I've said this before, I think.
All right. Well, find out next time. In the meantime, if you want to know what we're up to, check out our individual channels. We got a link in the description. Check out our merch store if you feel like getting a shirt. Also, while you're in the description, maybe read it, and you'll see that I think somewhere in there we say that we don't really know what we're talking about. So anything, opinions and viewpoints and stuff, like, especially when it comes to like the heavier stuff, like we don't know. We know as much as the average person you would pull off the street at best. And then sometimes we know
I feel like it's okay to have an opinion.
what our own opinions are. Oh yeah, of course.
Right.
I'm just saying, like when I say things like
When I.
right, exactly. That's one of the songs I'm actually writing
When I. You said that like 5 times.
Yeah, no, of course we have opinions, but like if we're wrong, we're wrong. And
Yeah,
oh well,
I'm okay with being wrong.
that's fine.
I will correct myself.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm okay with being wrong.
Yeah, same.
I don't have no hill I'll die on.
I will die on one hill.
King of the hill.
Exactly. Bobby is the best, and that is why he's my screen.
Dude, that's perfect.
Bobby Hill.
Dude, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Thanks for watching. Damn it, Bobby.